So AH has filed one of the most desperate appeals that I have ever seen in my life. I mean, one of their defense strategies is, get this, investigating a juror, number 15, because number 15, we don't think they are who they're supposed to be. Yes, they literally went with that defense. I mean, this stuff, it is crazy. You and I, we're going to read through this today. Oh, this is fun times. I mean, this is fun times indeed. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. We're looking over these 40 pages. I mean, it had quite a few things that I expected it to have. It had, well, we need to overturn this because there's too much money being awarded. We have improper this with certain moves, improper that with other moves. But then we get to this. So the court should conduct an investigation of juror number 15 and whether jury service was proper and due process was protected. I kid you not. Listen to this. This is some of my favorite stuff that I have seen from this trial so far. The court should investigate whether juror 15 properly served on the jury. On the juror panel list sent to counsel before, they file here, the court noted that the individual who would later be designated juror 15 had a birth year of 1945. Juror 15, however, was clearly born later than 1945. Publicly available information demonstrates that he appears to have been born in 1970. Like I said, this is going to be their strategy. There was someone on the jury. Well, we didn't want that person. Why? Because that's not the correct person. Therefore, this discrepancy, it raises the question of whether juror 15 actually received a summons for jury duty and was properly vetted by the court to serve on the jury. This is their code that they're going for. Quote, at the time of assembly, for the purpose of jury selection, the identity of each member of the jury shall be verified as provided in this section. Prior to being selected from the jury pool, essentially the potential juror shall verify his identity by presenting to the person taking jury attendance any form of the following identification. They have their Commonwealth of Virginia voter registration card, they have their Social Security card, a valid driver's license, or any other identification card issued by government agency of the Commonwealth, one of the political subdivisions, or the United States, or any valid employee identification card containing a photograph of the juror and issued by the employer to the juror in the ordinary course of the employer's business. If the juror is unable to present one of these forms of identification, he shall sign a statement affirming under penalty of perjury that he is the named juror. So they're saying, again, the juror that we had there, that's not who we think it should be. Again, the person we think should have been there, they were much, much older. Again, talk about a desperate way to try to get something nullified. Again, they will grasp at anything possible, any strategy, because the one thing they did not have on their side is truth. And they know it. I mean, they absolutely know it. Thus, it continues. The court's clerk office had a statutory obligation to verify the identity of juror 15, but because the juror 15 was not born in 1945, his identity could not have been verified through any of the means of identification the code provides. So again, they're deciding that they're going to point the finger at the court again. The court, they're somehow to blame for this. Again, this has been the common defense strategy when it comes to AH. She points the finger at anyone else. She says they're the reason we lost. Why? Because if she started pointing anywhere that was actually to blame, she'd have to start pointing at herself. She can't have that, right? It continues, raises questions about whether and how juror 15 could have signed a statement affirming under penalty of perjury that he was named juror when he was 25 years younger than the person the court recognized as juror 15. Although the Virginia Supreme Court has previously construed under another rule here requiring the jury panel to be made available at least 48 hours before trial to the directory rather than mandatory, it has observed that, quote, adherence to the provisions of the code is required to the extent necessary to ensure due process. Butler versus Commonwealth, they note here. It is therefore following that adherence is necessary to ensure due process, even if it is viewed as a directory rather than mandatory statute. Again, they're telling you they think that the juror, they're not the right one, therefore. And you notice the footnote here. She also recognizes under that code that code states that any error in the information shown on the jury panel shall not be grounds for a mistrial or assignable as error on appeal. So she's noting that if there was a discrepancy in the age itself, if they say that this person was supposed to be 45 and this person was actually 25, well, we believe that's not a problem. So they're telling you, again, they are going with a conspiracy theory that somebody, I wonder who that would have been, by the way, got a person on the panel that wasn't supposed to be there. That panel, by the way, it would have been totally fine if she would have won. You know, they wouldn't be complaining here at all. To the extent that the individual who served as juror 15 was not in fact the same individual on that, or that the county clerk's office did not verify the identity, her due process was compromised. The Virginia Code does not contemplate jury service by someone not on that for good reason, but any case, but especially in a high-profile case such as this one, it is critical to ensure no one who is not on that is able to serve in the jury, whether by inadvertence or intention. Here, the facts show that juror 15 was decades younger than the individual on the jury panel list, raising questions about whether that person, how they got in there, how they're the same person or not. She therefore requests that the court investigate juror 15. Now, what's funny about this, again, she was saying before the decision came in, she was going to respect this. She was also going to respect the jurors. She wouldn't be going after these people at all. Now she's gone after them. Not once, but several times. She's gone after them. Elaine's gone after them. Again, they've put targets on them because they lost. That says plenty. And like I said, it not only says plenty, it says plenty about their desperation. They thought they were going to win. They thought everything was golden. They were all good to go. Then they ended up losing. They can't believe they lost. And again, it has to be somebody else's problem because it couldn't be AH, right? Like I said, desperate, very desperate. There's a lot more here too. Let me know if you want to go over this in a live stream or other videos. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. As always, I appreciate the heck out of you too. Can't say that enough. Thank you. Oh, it's good stuff, isn't it? This stuff, it keeps getting better every week. But yeah, tell me what you think. Look at the links in the description. Those help out our channel too. You being here, though, that is the most help of all. So thank you. I do appreciate you. I can't say that enough. Thank you. And we're going to end here. Thank you again, and see you soon.